What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the FNAF security breach atrium. This is part 6, and in this one we're going to be finishing off all of the details here on this middle level with at least all the furniture. We don't do the lights, that'll probably be next part. There are a couple things I've noticed throughout this video that I think are actually wrong and that I'm missing stuff. So if you do happen to notice that, bear with me for a few parts, and I will hopefully by like part 10 at least, I will have all of that sorted out and figure out what I may or may not be missing. But yeah, anyway, that's enough rambling. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so let's continue the decoration. So we're going to start by building another one of the hiding spot kind of corner thingies here. That's, I know, very descriptive. To start them off, you want to get out the following. You want light blue concrete, yellow concrete, red terracotta, red banner, iron bar, stone slab, and just so we can get a little bit ahead of the game, we're going to get out. I went with gray wool. I'm going to suggest purple wool, but I'll explain more so once we actually are at the point to where that's important anyway. You also want cauldron and polished deep slate slab. So, oh boy, what do we actually use to measure this? That's a really good question. Oh, that's that's so weird. You want to take the cyan terracotta pillar just kind of against the front wall here based on the daycare sublobby. And you're going to take this corner of it and you want to start by counting right by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then towards you by 1 and you'll place a red terracotta. Extend it forward diagonally. Actually, first off, extend it up with 2 light blue concrete. Then forward diagonally left of that, you'll go up with 2 red terracotta and a light blue. Forward diagonally left of that, you'll do 2 yellow and then a light blue. On the from the middle row, which is going to be the 2 red and the light blue, you're going to go forward diagonally right with a full row of light blue. And then forward diagonally right with, again, 2 red terracotta with the light blue on top. From this row, you'll go forward diagonally left with a red terracotta with 2 light blue on top, along with from that same one back diagonally right with 2 yellow and then a light blue on top. And then it'll give you this kind of weird diagonal, H or I, whichever way you look at it. You'll fill in the top with light blue concrete, which is basically just adding a couple more blocks to give you a diamond shape. On top of the very center of the diamond, you'll place an iron bar with a stone slab on top, and then on either of the open sides, you just want to take the magenta wool on the floor and place a red banner kind of at a diagonal angle, like so, to cover up most of the hole. Not really all of it, but I'd say more than half. This would be a horrendous hiding spot, I'm not going to lie. Moving on from that, you want to head over to this particular door here, and we're going to start by taking the middle row of 5 and replacing the magenta here with a gray wool. Now, this is like dirt or something coming out of the door, so purple wool might be an interesting idea. Just so you have that same, like, that's still that magenta, but just like a dirtier magenta almost, or a darker, whichever. You'll then extend that gray wool left. Extend either gray wool forward by 1, and then extend from that front row of 2 left an additional 1 again. And then take the left 2 grays and extend them forward by 1 each. Then the left 1 forward again. Then forward diagonally left. Then you'll count left 2, forward 1, place a gray wool there. Take that final gray wool and really just trace it all the way back and place a cauldron with a polished deep slate slab there. From the row of 3 gray wool to the right block, you'll go forward diagonally right. Cauldron, you can then crouch and place your polished deep slate slab on top. I try to go directly above because bedrock is annoying with it. I don't know if cauldrons are as bad, but okay, yeah, they're not exactly ideal, but I do know composters are horrendous. You can clear your inventory and get out the following: red wool, orange concrete, polished black stone button, waxed oxidized cut copper slab, black stone stairs, dark oak trap doors, bamboo planks, and bamboo stairs. The only other thing we'll need for this area is a bunch of signs, but I'm going to try to block back the data for most of them, and I will have to tell you a couple things about them again, because I know not everyone can do that. First of all, if you head left of the door a little bit, you want to actually be just to the right of this kind of poster, and off of this red concrete, right of it, you'll place a right of wool, orange concrete on top, and then polished blackstone button on that. We use red wool here just so it's different from the concrete, but it's up to you if you want to actually do that, or you can still use concrete. From the left cauldron, you want to count forward by 2 and place a waxed oxidized cut copper slab. From that, count right 2, back 1, place a bamboo plank with a stair on top facing towards you. You'll then move right over to this cauldron, and in front of it, place a dark oak trapdoor. Extend the trapdoor right. Well, that's weird. You can like see that gap, kind of, sort of, maybe. Behind that trapdoor, then you'll place a black stone stair facing right. From that stair, you'll count right 2, back 1, bamboo plank with a stair on top. You can clear your inventory, and we're going to need 3 signs. You need bamboo, dark oak, and pale oak. And if you can't block pick the data, you'll need glowing sacks, red dye, yellow dye. So what I'm going to do is, for the most part, these signs are fairly basic. The only one I will have to truly show you how to type is the eyes for the wet floor bots. But if you come over to this door here on the front, you can press Control, block pick, and it should give you the sign which has data on it. And if you head back over, you'll end up placing them same position pretty much as it was the other door. That top row of polished blackstone, off to the left and right most polished blackstone. And yeah, you can glowing sack these if you want. I actually have them glowing sacked on this side, but apparently not the other side, so I don't know why. But it just is out of order in all caps. Hopefully that's easy enough to follow, and obviously you leave that top row open. For the other ones, you actually can head back to the, back to the lobby, and I don't know if I'll have them. I hope I do. Yeah, okay, there's one right here in front of the elevator. You can just take both signs and control block pick and control block pick. And then for the bamboo sign, I don't have to show you that one either, but it's on the front and the backs of the bamboo planks, which is basically the way the stairs face and the way the stairs don't face. Just says caution on the top line, then a break, and then wet, another, I guess, line down, and then floor. Kind of like that. Doesn't have anything fancy with glowing sacks or anything. Dark oak signs are off both bamboo stairs at the front of them, and again, it's basically a line down 0. No, actually, it's an uppercase O. It's not a 0. And then, what is it, like 12 or 13 spaces? I'll say 12 for now. I'll try that. And then another O. 13? Let me glowing sack and yellow dye, and then I can tell. Yes, 13 looks right. Yeah. So 13 spaces between the O's. Just remember that number if you can. If you even want, like, take one of these wet floor bots and just pop the number 13 on a sign next to them, and then, you know, whenever you come back to this later, you see that and you're like, oh yeah, that's for the spacing on the eyes. Or you can even put it on the one of the signs, you know, like on the bottom line of this one. But yeah, because I know I'm going to forget it again myself. For the next step, we finally get to do probably my least favorite thing to have to build in this, which are the trees. So get out the following. You want smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz slabs, spruce trap doors, mycelium, clay. Where is clay? Is clay in clay is in nature. Mud brick walls, waxed weathered cut copper slabs. You can also use blocks. I just end up using, well, you'll need both. Well, I guess you need slabs, but if you want to use the slabs to make the blocks, that's what I do. We do also need decorated pots and glow item frames though, so do keep that in mind when you're making that decision. But we'll end up getting rid of these materials first. Anyway, we're not needing them at least, so it won't necessarily matter. This part is symmetrical, I think. There might be something weird with the symmetry, but I'll have to tell you that later. So we're going to end up structure blocking these trees to a capacity. First off, we're going to take the left, like, Freddy wheel logo here out of these flat portions of the walls. And I'm going to take the outermost red concrete here, and I'm going to count forward from it by 7. So to the 7th magenta. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From there, I will count right by 3 and place 2 smooth quartz blocks extending right. From either one, I'll go forward diagonally out 1, forward 1, and then forward diagonally in 1, and they should connect together. For this, you want to leave a gap of 13 extending right. However, these aren't perfectly aligned either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I'll be on the 14th block. You can place both smooth quartz just so you know, or just, rough it out. But it actually is 1 block further towards this wall for this one, so I'll break the front smooth quartz and place one behind. And then from either block, I'll go diagonally right and out, right, and then diagonally right and in. And you should kind of have this going on. Now, we can do the same with the other side. Now, I'll take the left one this time because or the left side, because the right side doesn't actually, like, go in the same way, so you can't really make it out. It should just be the final red, but I'm not positive on that, so we'll use the left side here, and again, it should be the same drill where you count out to... Actually, you count to the 6th on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magenta. And then you'll count right by still 3. 2 smooth quartz going right. Forward diagonally out from either. Forward 1. Forward diagonally in from either. And then from this point, again, it's the same thing. You have the gap of 13, which so you'll count over 14, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'll place the 2 smooth quartz. And this one should be, shifted more towards the, like, open floor of the atrium rather than towards the wall. And again, it's that same 4x4 square without the corners. Back right, and then back right. Yeah, okay, so they are all exactly the same. That was literally just me figuring that out. I'm going to do one of these. If you would like, or if you are not comfortable with structure blocking them, I would just rewatch the same part of the video 4 times. But structure blocking it makes it so much easier. So you want to start, I'm just going to take the left one specifically, and I'll place smooth quartz slabs on each block. Outside of the... Is it off these smooth quartz blocks? It's off the blocks, not the slabs. You're going to take the top half of them, and you'll just place spruce trapdoors going around. Try to make the directions kind of sort of make sense, but it doesn't really matter. They can all face the same way or whatever. I just do that. The center here I'll fill in with mycelium in line with also the smooth quartz. And then on the back right and front left myceliums, I'll place clay. From the front left clay specifically, I will do both of these separately. You want to go up with 4 mud brick walls. Forward. Left. Up 2. Forward. Left. Up. And then I'll take the... Because we can do the tops at the same time, I think. You'll take the back right clay and you'll extend up with 4 mud brick walls. Right. Back. Up 2, right, back, up. And then I'll place a wax weathered cut copper block on top of either mud brick wall. The top one, I should say. Extend that block in each direction by 1 to give you a plus shape. These trees are pretty much all the same throughout, like, the entire atrium. Some are different sizes, but it's the same thought, and I guess the lobby ones would also have been the same, actually. You want to take the ends of the plus and extend them out with a waxed weathered cut copper slab. I'll do 4 at a time, why not? I'll then go down with an upside down slab. And then out with a block, which should give you these kinds of leaves. And again, you want to do that on all sides of both, which is 8 in total because it's 4 per tree. Hopefully everyone's having a good day or night. I don't think I said that yet. I am for the most part. Boom. In each corner of the blocks, you'll place, at the top here, you'll place a slab. Extend it down with an upside down slab, and then extend that upside down slab down, or I guess just diagonally out, actually, with a block, which will kind of give you this. Well, they won't kind of give you this. It will give you that. No confusion. Well, it might be a little, but... Hopefully by the time this is released, I'm also looking at starting the Sodom tutorial soon, so that's exciting. It'll probably be after Atrium, but I was looking at that earlier. And like, because I ended up, when I joined the world, I was already there. But anyway, you should have this. You want to, on the underside of each tree, you have that plus shape that's fairly obvious. Underneath each block of the plus shape, excluding obviously where the wall already is, and then where the tree kind of is leaning from, which would be here, you want to place decorated pots off the underside of those three, and then you can crouch and place glow item frames off the bottom of the decorated pots. Basically, you'll know you're in the wrong spot with your decorated pot if you can't place that glow item frame under it, and I guess if the pot is floating, but that one should be unrelated. Like, it actually does connect to the copper. I can't show it because, I guess I kind of can. Yeah, you can see up there. These are like fake coconuts or something. So what I'm going to do to structure block this, I can just clear my inventory because whatever. I will get out a structure block and I'll also get out a random block, which I'm going to pick yellow concrete here. And so I'll just find which corner the structure block goes on and I'll see, okay, so the corner of the grid is going to be there about? Looks like that's right, yeah, there. And then I'll just, you know, load up the file and I'll change the X, Y, and Z to be correct. X and Z are across like that, and then Y is vertically. Is it 10 by 10? Probably not. Nope, it's 12 by 12. I feel like it... No, it should have a 2-block center, yeah. I'll just try 15 for that. Yeah, that looks right. And I'll just name it whatever. I'll name it G. So I can essentially take this, and I can go to the next one, and I can go... I know it's out another block, but I'm assuming that it's on a diagonal. 1, 2, 3... There? No, wait, is it on a diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th diagonal out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there. And then if I load G again, you can kind of see that if you look from above, if you rotate the structure block file up like this, I don't know how, I forget how you do that on controller. But on, you know, you just click and drag with the mouse. You can see that the smooth chord circle is directly centered. And then when you load it, it loads? I don't really know. I didn't get that far. So again, I just got to make sure pretty much it's 5 diagonals out that you need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other than that, it ain't all that important to know much about the structure blocking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's off. No, okay. And then obviously you want to remove the structure blocks and any markers you used. Markers really just make sure that we get it right, and or at least make it closer to getting it right. So yeah, there's your trees. Nice to get those done, because those are annoying. But there's more, unfortunately. I don't think there's any more... No, there's more in the top level, but other than the bottom level and like 2 on the top, there shouldn't be any more. Although there's a lot on the bottom, so we do have that to worry about. Anyway, get out the following materials. Crimson fence. Smooth quartz slabs, which we'll just use for blocks, I think. Acacia stairs. Acacia trapdoors. Light blue concrete. Pink concrete. Black concrete. Cyan concrete. And I think we'll just go with that because there's no real other... no point to get out anything else. Off of the sides of these pillars here, the outsides of them specifically, you want to place crimson fence off of the bottom row of red. It should be 3 fences in total, and you'll also actually extend them towards the open side of the atrium by 1, which will pretty much be the stage side for the entirety of this, since I think the stage will end up being pretty late when we do it. The backmost fencer, I guess, you know, yeah, this one closest to the wall, you'll extend out with 3 fences, and then extend that end fence again forward by 3. Which will give you a U-shape. Either back corner fence, you'll extend up with another fence, and then a smooth quartz block. I'll connect the smooth quartz blocks together, and over those middle 2, I'll place smooth quartz slabs above them. Which should look like this. Unrelated, but I've been thinking about this. Vibrant visuals at nighttime like this just feels like dark mode. I don't know why. It's kind of relaxing though. It's kind of a vibe. You can do this part symmetrical or not. It just depends. But basically, on one of these rows, you want to place an acacia stair in line with the front row of fences, and on the other, you're gonna place it a block back. I have it symmetrical, but it doesn't really matter. And you'll end up having an acacia trapdoor on top of the stair, along with another one open against the front. Well, that wasn't very nice. So you should have this. Pretty much the only other thing in this, like, back line that we have is the, you know, the map sign. Please take this map. Take a map. So, how do we want to actually go about doing this? You're going to end up being, how many blocks behind the pillar? Is it the fourth magenta? Yes, the fourth magenta will back on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you kind of want to just, like, trace this in until you find the center, which I'll just kind of try to mark. And I actually nailed that. Wow. Yeah, so you can't use the logo. You pretty much have to use this oak trap door. And you can see that that oak trap door is off, and it's closer to that side, although it might be that side for you. And it'll just, you know, be those middle two. You'll make those light blue concrete, though. You'll extend the light blue both left and right by 2. And we're going to make this one from the entrance point of the atrium here, these elevators, because that's the way that you would actually see it in the game, and I just find that easier. You're going to place a row of pink concrete on top of the light blue, which will extend off the left by 1. Extend off of the right with a light blue concrete instead. Speaking of the right, this pink concrete, you'll extend up 1, right 1, then from there you'll go up with 3 light blue concrete, then left by 7, and then you'll connect down. Get rid of everything but your black concrete and cyan concrete. And I guess I'll move those two forward, but it doesn't really matter. You'll get out the following in addition. The following terracottas, actually. Yellow, light blue, magenta, orange, and lime. And you do actually need smooth quartz subs. I apologize, I forgot that we needed those again. In this shape, you want to go left to right in each row and do the following. Remember, this first row is shorter a block, so just keep that in mind. You'll do magenta terracotta. Do I have to specify? No, I don't. So you'll go black, light blue, yellow, black. Next row going left to right, you'll go black, cyan, light blue, black, magenta, cyan. Final row, you'll go orange, 4 black, lime. Try to make out the locations if you can. I probably couldn't tell you. Actually, Monte Golf, Daycare, Bakery, Lobby? I'm guessing Atrium, Fazerblast, Raceway, and then Saloon, probably? I don't know. At the top of this sign, you want to take the... Out of the middle 4 black concrete, actually, you'll have a slab above each of them. The leftmost one, you'll have an upside down smooth quartz slab off this light blue. You'll then pretty much do a zigzag pattern going right. So you go down, up, down. Whoa, not like that. Not like that either. Oh my god, there we go. That only took me 3 business days. You'll do the same on the other side, but it is inverted, so do keep that in mind. Basically, if you just like look at the top here, you'll kind of trace back and you'll see, okay, yeah, no, that's a upside down sub because it's regular there, and then you get the point. Okay, I get the point that I can't place my blocks. Anyway, you should have this. For the next step, we can do a couple of those little distraction things. And maybe we'll potentially be able to do the next hiding spot. Who knows? You want to get out the following, though. Blue terracotta. Purple slabs. Black concrete? Yeah, I was wondering if I used block of coal, but I did not. Item frame. Light blue concrete. I'm stuck on a tree. That's good. Gray concrete. Whoops. Crimson slab, which we'll end up using for planks. Cherry slab. And acacia fence gate. Well, that perfectly does both. I just almost called them extractions. That's repo. Distractions. You want to head over to the right more Freddy wheel of the two logos here, and directly below the center of it, you're going to place a blue terracotta and extend it right by 1. On top of the right blue, you'll place a black concrete. Off the front of it, an item frame with a light blue concrete in it. Left of the black concrete, you'll have an upside down purple slab, and above either of those, you'll place a regular purple slab. Looks like specifically the back of a car. I didn't have enough room to make it look better than that, so. Continuing right to this diagonal wall, the short one between the two cyan pillars, you actually want to be right of that more, I apologize. You're right of this second pillar here. You'll leave a gap of 2 and then place 2 gray concrete. Have a crimson plank over either. Left of the planks, a crimson slab. Right of the planks, an acacia fence gate. Below and above the acacia fence gate, you'll have cherry slabs, which are as close as they can get, aka upside down on the bottom and not upside down on the top. We do need the light blue concrete, but I am going to clear my inventory because it's one material, wah wah, and get out the following. The aforementioned light blue concrete, yellow concrete, red terracotta, red banner, iron bar, stone slab, cherry slab, warped sign, and I guess we'll stop at that. I'm not entirely sure what else would make sense, so yeah, we'll stop at that. Heading a little bit more right to this cyan terracotta pillar where the wall kind of starts to almost look like it's going to go flat, and then it says, just kidding, pranked, and goes out again. You want to take the front left cyan terracotta here and count left of it by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then forward by 1 and going up, you'll place 2 yellow and then a light blue. Extend that forward diagonally left with the same row, but it's red terracotta instead of yellow. And then forward diagonally left with this row, which is 1 red and 2 light blue. From the red row in the center here, you'll go back diagonally left with a full row of light blue, and then a row of 2 red and a light blue. From that row, you'll go forward diagonally left with 2 yellow and a light blue going up, and also from that back diagonally right with a single red and 2 light blue going up. Fill in the ceiling with light blue. On the direct center, iron bar with a stone slab on top, and then you'll have the red banner on either opening. Nice. This diagonal wall here, pretty much just before Phasir Blast starts, you want to be on, what is it, is it the 4th red concrete? Yes, the 4th red concrete back. You'll place a warp sign at eye level with a cherry slab above it. That is my really, really sophisticated design for the checkpoints. I believe there would be a way to make this functional to where you could technically put an observer behind the sign to where even if you honeycombed the sign, I don't know if it would work that way actually, but I feel like it would. If you honeycomb the sign and then click on it, there's got to be some input you can figure out where it would be like, oh, a checkpoint or whatever. Although you could also be lame and use a button instead. Yeah, it's so lame. Anyway, moving on from that. Do we want to do some more marking? That sounds like my favorite pastime, so let's go for it. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Light blue terracotta. Mycelium. Pale oak wood. Cyan terracotta. Nether brick fence. Spruce fence. Purple slabs. Red concrete. And orange concrete, sure. I don't know about those last two, but we'll get them for now, because I don't know if we'll end up using them that way. We can actually mark like almost everything on this side. There's really not a ton going on here. So as we move, you want to be looking towards the Phasir Blast like sub-lobby area, and as, you know, we go right, it's going right, and left would be back that way. Off either side of the bottom of the escalators here, you want to place light blue terracotta off of the side of the black stained glass pan, and each of the 3 light gray concrete on that base row. And then you want to extend these rows of 4 to the right by an additional 3. Each end light blue you will extend out by 1, which, you know, is away from the escalator. I guess the only way that all 4 can go. You'll then go out diagonally in 1, in 1, and then out diagonally in 1. And it should give you these really weird triangles. I think they're actually trapezoids in the game, but the scaling is weird, so leave me alone. You want to take the back right corner of this front one here, and you're going to, from this, count right by 3. Back 1, and going right, you'll place what should be 5 light blue terracotta. You'll leave a gap of 1, and from the next magenta, you'll extend back with what should be 6 light blue terracotta. Which is also against this pillar, if that's important in any way, or in any way. From the, not the back light blue, but the 2 in front of that one, you'll take either of them and count right by 5. So to the 5th magenta, and going right, you'll place 3 pale oak wood facing up from either. There's 4 magenta behind you before this stone row, 4 to your left into the light blue, and a bunch to your right, I don't know, and also a bunch in front. Speaking of in front, you want to leave a gap of 6, or count forward by 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and do the same thing. Make sure that gap does end up becoming 6 at the end, because that is very important. Because from kind of specifically the gap, I know that would be weird to do, so we're not going to technically take it that way. But if you take one of the pale oak wood corners, you'll count right by 4, and then really in by 1, and you'll place 2 rows of 6 light blue extending right, which are the length of the gap, as you can see. I didn't actually count to make sure that was 6, but it is, yeah, okay. We can start marking some umbrellas. You'll take the front right light blue and count right by 3, forward 1, cyan terracotta in the floor with a nether brick fence on top, and then 3 spruce fence above that. From that one, you'll count forward by 5, and then right by 3, cyan terracotta in the floor with a nether brick fence on top. Just, that's it, no spruce. From actually the first one you placed again, you want to count right by 5, back by 3, cyan terracotta with just a nether brick fence on top. From that one you'll count back by 6, left 1, cyan terracotta in the floor, nether brick fence, and 3 spruce fence on top. From the umbrella in front of that last one we just made, which is kind of this middle one, the one that also sticks furthest right, you'll leave a gap of 4 extending right, or count right by 5, or 5, and place a light blue terracotta. Extend it forward by 2, along with back by 3. And that 4 row light blue you'll extend right. Out of the middle 2 light blue on this right row, I'll take the backmost one, and I'll right of it place a red concrete with an orange concrete on top. Moving on, between the 2 escalators here, you want to... that is quite the odd mistake. I'm assuming that I just, like, forgot, but I'll have to check that, actually. This right row of stone here, you want to end up from it counting right by 4, and placing a red concrete with an orange concrete on top. Going right of that, you want to place 9 light blue. And either side you'll extend back by 3 and then connect together from there. The mistake basically is I have this stone where it's shifted right, so it's here. But I don't know if that's a product of me moving this or if that's a product of something entirely else. But who knows? I should really check that. You want to take the front row of light blue and the center 5. You'll extend up. Either end will be brought back by 1, and then you'll go back diagonally in by 1 and connect. The bottom light blue terracottas you'll extend up with purple slabs. And then you'll just fill in the middle of both levels with mycelium. Same thing we did for the last one, funnily enough. You'll take the corner purple, or corner light blues, and you will count back from either one by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll place a cyan terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both these have a nether brick fence and 3 spruce fence going up. Only mildly lazy, but you know, symmetry makes it easier, I guess, so I really shouldn't be complaining. There's not a... Huh, I might be dumb. I should check that. I really should check that, because I feel like there's a cart here, but I don't have one, and... Yeah, there's definitely a cart there. I'll have to check that if I remember after stream to check some stuff. Anyway, you can clear your inventory. And I'm actually just going to get a polished blackstone button at first. And I want to place one on each of these orange concretes here. Just because. Oh, we didn't fill the other ones with mycelium, actually. These, like, triangular ones, or the trapezoids that we first made, should be filled in with mycelium. For the potted plants, you need the same thing. You want the oak leaves, the big drip leaf, the short grass, and for the one specific one, you want the twisting vines. So I won't have to go over this really, but this one that's against the pillar, you'll have the same twisting vine thing going on. So again, I have 3 and 2, just repeating, going up, like that, of the twisting vines on each light blue. And then on just the light blue, you'll have the oak leaves, and you can, you know, mix in the short grass and big drip leaves on the mycelium. And just want to, you know, decorate all the potted plants to your heart's content. Whatever you find looks good. It's hard to make these look exactly as you would like because of just the limited everything with them, frankly. But do just try your best. I'm gonna forget it if we don't do it now, so let's do it now. There's a recharge station for Freddy in this area. If you, well, actually just a restart station in general. Technically the other animatronics would use it as well, although we never see them have to charge. I guess they probably do it the hour, actually. Anyway, you want to get out red concrete, pale oak trapdoors, glow item frame, glow ink sac, black stained glass, polished diorite slabs, polished blackstone slabs, gray concrete, and we'll go red nether brick wall. So on this pillar here underneath the escalators, you want to be looking at this side of it where you have the gray concrete pillar and then the actual pillar itself. You want to place a row of red concrete off the base of all of it. Extend it up by 2 rows so it's a 3 by 3. And then either end of red concrete you'll bring towards you a row. If you would like, you can place a smooth quartz block in the floor. Because we don't have material space or inventory space, I'm just going to use a polished diorite, but you can't see it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. On top of that particular block, or just for the back wall, you want to crouch and place 3 pale oak trapdoors open up against the red. I guess you technically don't have to crouch, but it's easier that way. Then off of the row in front, you'll place 2 red concrete going up, and then a black stained glass. Off the red concrete below the glass, you'll place a glow item frame with a glowing sack in it. You rotate it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and it'll give you this. Also, wow, that really glows. That is some glow for sure. Off the right side of this, you'll take these bottom 2 red at this back row and place red nether brick walls off of them. Place alternating polished diorite slabs and polished blackstone slabs going on top of each red concrete along with the black glass. In the center top, you'll place a gray concrete and extend it up by 1. Before we get out the thing we need for that, on the left side, you can do this not with commands, I believe, but it's so much easier to do with commands. If you just head like up against the back wall here, you'll do slash set block tilde 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 iron underscore trapdoor bracket open bit equals true comma direction equals, and that's either going to be 0, 1, 2, or 3, and then you'll close bracket, and that's kind of the command. And again, that final number will be 0, 1, 2, or 3. Depends which one. Now, once you get that, when you do it, you'll kind of see like, oh, okay, no, that's not against the red concrete. That's what you want. You want it against the red concrete. For me, it is, you just kind of have to trial and error it. It is the number 3. But it'll probably not be 3 for you. Chances are it's not, but you never know. I want to say you can also, like... I don't know if this will work particularly well, but if I place the iron trapdoor here on the magenta, I'll break next to it and I'll just place a lever open up, or place a lever powered on that magenta wall, and then it'll open up against it. I like the command more because I just do, but either way works. No, that should be fine because the blue is a block below it, so yeah, that shouldn't really cause an issue, but you do never know. Anyway, with a fresh inventory, you can now get out the following. Prismarine? Actually, no, we didn't need that anyway. Prismarine walls, though. Andesite walls. I was thinking that the thingies were made with prismarine walls. That's descriptive, but we still need them. Prismarine slabs. That was what I was mistaking it for. Purple pillar. That's all we're going to get. Actually, no. We'll get out pink concrete, white concrete, and white candle. And we will finish off this side, and then I guess next part we'll do lights in this area. Although maybe we'll do elevators first, I don't know. Extending the gray concrete up here on the recharge station, we'll just place a couple of prismarine walls. Now, directing our attention back to looking at that side, you want to take the right side of the vines here, and you're going to take either the middle 2 blocks. I'll take the frontmost one. I'll place a pink concrete with a white concrete on top, and then a white candle on that. On each pale oak wood here, I'll place andesite walls. And then again, I'll place prismarine slabs on each, except for the middle ones that are furthest from each other. So the middle front one on the front guy and middle back one on the back guy. And in those, I'll place sideways purple pillars. Umbrella time. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Smooth quartz slabs. Blackstone slabs. I have to sneeze. Oh my goodness. Diorite slabs. Diorite walls, blackstone walls, pale oak fence, end rods, stone pressure plates, and do we need wither skeleton skulls? No, we do not. So, if you remember these from last episode, or part, you can just rip them out real quick. But I'll hit you with a quick refresher. So on the ones with the 3 spruce fence rows, you want to place a smooth quartz slab on top of the top spruce fence. Off each side of the top spruce fence, you'll place upside down blackstone slabs, which is, you know, like this. And then on the corners, you'll place upside down smooth quartz slabs. Down diagonally out of that, you'll place smooth quartz slabs in a 5x5 square. Which is just the outline of the square, but it should give you this. And again, all of them that are that tall, you do that for. For the just nether brick fences, you'll extend up with 3.5 diorite blocks. So you'll place 7 slabs. 1, 2, 3 blocks, then the half. Off each side of the bottom diorite block, you'll place diorite walls, just going around in a 3x3 square. Then each of the middle of the rows of 3 of the diorite walls, you'll extend up with a blackstone wall and then a pale oak fence. And so again, okay, that's unfortunate, but you can just rip all these out and get them done. And then we can do little tables around, and then that'll be the end of the part. And then I'll debate heavily for the next like 20 minutes whether or not I want to do lights at the beginning of next part or not. I think it might just be smarter to get them out of the way, honestly, because they are annoying, yes, but saving the annoying stuff for last is not going to be helpful anyway, so we might as well just finish each layer as we go, you know? And then we'll have some fun stuff left at the end if we kind of go that direction, because we'll end up having some shaping and stuff, which I always like the structuring more than the actual decorating. I feel like that's probably weird, but I don't know. I've gotten good at the curves and stuff, so you should have this. As for the little end rod tables, let's start, shall we? We want to take the frontmost umbrella here, this closed one, and just to the left of the center of it on the first block that you can, you'll place an end rod with a stone pressure plate on top. You'll also have one behind the back right diorite wall. Next table back, which is this one, you'll have an end rod with stone pressure plate, both directly right and directly behind the nether brick fence there. For these tables, you can go directly off, but for the other ones, we do have to have that 1 block gap just because of the fact that, you know, you can't place a stone pressure plate on the end rod there, and that just looks like it's connecting, so that's weird. To the right of this closed umbrella, you'll have in the center, you know, same thing. Next table back, which will be this guy, the final one back, actually, you'll count back by 1 to this magenta, and you can place a placeholder on it for fun. You'll count both left and right by 2 of that and place more end rod stone pressure plate tables. Heading over to the other 2. These are not the same, actually, even though it is kind of symmetrical. The left one, you'll have an end rod both forward diagonally left of and back diagonally right from, with the stone pressure plates on top. And then from the other guy, you'll have an end rod both left and right of the fence directly. Before we end, you just need mangrove stairs, and in front of this, or I guess to the right of this potted plant here, you want to place just a bunch of mangrove stairs. So off of the backmost light blue, you'll have right of it an upside down stair facing forward. In front of that, upside down stair facing back, then forward, then back. Just some funny little benches that are chilling there. And yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 6 of the FNAF Security Breach Atrium complete. So, I mentioned there's a couple details that are weird here on my original. Again, I will make sure that I'm not missing anything, and then for... definitely not next part, because next part will be recorded immediately after this one. We'll get to it eventually, though, I guess is my point. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.